What's going on, guys? Decided to do a voiceover for this one, but I want to let you guys know that I just dropped a free series on combat sports performance. You can check that out in the link below. And here we go. All right, so today we'll be working with my athlete. He's a baseball collegiate athlete, and right now you can see we're kind of working on our mobility work here, dynamic warm up. Just working on making sure that he's keeping his posture, working on his hips, just loosening things up, getting things ready to go. So with all these movements, I want to make sure that he is concentrating on his core and his proprioception, kinesthetic awareness, understanding where his body is in space, and then we're activating muscles and the central nervous system at the same time. With these bounds, we're making sure that we're getting good eccentric strength, working on that stretch shortening cycle. Then from here, with the sled march, I'm just making sure he's actively driving into the floor. Again, we are working on muscle activation. And we decided to play around. I was working on velocity profiles here, so working with the gym aware, getting some numbers on him, making sure that we are utilizing this objective indicator as much as possible so that we can have a good performance indicator throughout the entire time where he's working, and then also making sure that we have a means of auto-regulation. Now with the trap bar deadlift, I find it essentially pretty good to do just because it doesn't put a lot of strain on the back. It's easier to do with an athlete, and you can produce maximum amount of force through this movement pattern because that bar does sit in the midline of the body. This way he's able to squat the bar up using his lats, using his posterior chain, but also using his quads and leg drive as well. Now we're just increasing the force, we're increasing the load. As we go up, obviously velocities are going to go down, but what I'm trying to see is a standard point of highest velocity with the maximum amount of load so that I can actually see from an indication how well he is as far as his strength and his velocities. Like I said before, strength isn't measured in weight, it is measured in velocity. So I'm actually trying to see how well he can move a heavy load fast. And once we figure that out and understand it, then I can go ahead and coordinate the program after that.
Good. I'm just working ways up through weight, and I'm seeing how much.
Okay, so the second velocity test that we decided to do was a close grip bench press. With baseball guys, they are throwing a lot in the anterior chain. Now, this is his off season, so I wouldn't be doing this. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this in season. I want to make sure that I'm finding a way to understand how strong he is from the anterior chain. And then from there, I'll back off and we will do a whole lot more of posterior chain. But for now, it's just a measure of speed and strength. And I want to get that so we do have some means of understanding when it comes down to his overall strength capacities in the upper body.
Go. 5 seconds. Hold that second.
Keep it high.
Drop. Good. That's fast. Come on. Oh, drive. Good. That's fast. Let's go.
Some people go.
Oh, come on.
School. Had a guy in
3, 2, 1. Up. Hold. Tight grip. Let's go. Up. Drive. Good. That's fast. Come on. Up. Come on. Good. One more. Tight grip. Drive. Glutes. Nice.
All right, and lastly, we're going to be doing some accessory work, primarily muscles of the scapula. I'm trying to balance out that interior to posterior, doing a 2-to-1 to even a 3-to-1 ratio of posterior to anterior, making sure that we are balancing it out, especially with baseball athletes. I want to make sure that that scapula is moving around the rib cage and that we're adequately putting it into the glenohumeral and making sure that we're gaining the muscle and the joint integrity in that range or in that muscle. And also T-spine mobility, we'll be working a lot with that. but I also want to make sure that he has the ability to disassociate from the scapula to the shoulder, to the spine, and to the hip. So we're not utilizing anything else but the muscles needed to move the weight. All right, so that was pretty much it after this. After this, probably did a little bit of core and anti-rotation. If you like this type of video, let me know. Hit the comment below if you have any questions, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks again for watching. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in the free series where I go over all the methodologies that I use for my fighters over at American Top Team with multiple world champions, click the link above to find out more.